Alright, so we are back with an update video. If you've checked any of our shorts, you'll see that she did go through her surgery successfully, and the news has been very positive. And now the big immediate concern for us is trying to keep this stir-crazy dog under control, which is a great problem to have, obviously, after surgery. It means she's doing great. Yeah, you're feeling great, right? So she's doing great. The big guy here is also going a little stir-crazy. He hasn't gotten out much. We've been busy trying to take care of the pup here and her recovery. So the news has been very positive. If you've checked the shorts, I updated it when we were at her follow-up appointment on, I think it was Wednesday, just a few days ago. The biopsy result was very positive. Clean margins once again. The biopsy report seemed a little bit more detailed than the previous one, so it gives us a little bit more hope that these margins are indeed clean, which means that in the immediate margins on the edge of the healthy tissue that was removed, there were no signs of cancer cells, so that's very promising. The details of the tumor itself are also about as good as you can hope for. Keep in mind, it's still cancer, so I'm not going to be doing backflips for joy here. This is still cancer, there's no getting around that, but as far as cancer goes, it's probably as good as you could hope for. The mitotic index is still 1, which means that the cells are dividing very slowly. Great news. And it is classified as a well-differentiated liposarcoma, which means that the tumor is behaving mostly... Whoa, okay. I have to jump up. No. You're not coming down. I'm sorry. You gotta stay up here. No. Here. Have a duck. There you go. Or a cactus. There you go. Or a fellow dog. There you go. So it's classified as a well-differentiated liposarcoma, which is good. You can't jump up. Leave her alone. Stay. Stay, both of you. Okay, stay. Thank you. A well-differentiated liposarcoma, which means it is not highly aggressive. It's actually not very aggressive. And coupled with the fact that the CT scan indicated that there was no sign of metastasis, we can now feel reasonably confident that this cancer is largely under control. The CT scan showed no signs of spread. Now keep in mind, a CT scan is pretty accurate, but it would not detect things that are probably under 2 millimeters. So very small, what are you doing? So very small cancer cells, obviously, or even very tiny tumors would go largely undetected. But hey, can you not do that? You're going to hurt yourself. There you go. Okay, there. Okay, good. Okay, be careful. There, you can probably get a good view of the incision. I'm not sure how well it shows on the camera from that distance, but I have other videos up that you can see it in more detail. So when you couple the CT scan results that show no sign of metastasis with the biopsy results that show a very low likelihood of metastasis in terms of being a not aggressive cancer, low mitotic index, well differentiated profile. This is all very good news. That being said, there is one major red flag, and that is that this is a recurrent tumor, and therefore it has to be presumed at least moderately aggressive. The fact that it escaped narrow margins last time, the fact that last time the biopsy result indicated clean margins, and yet the tumor still recurred. No, what are you doing? You're interested in this? 1 second. There you go. Come here. You want to see this duck? The fact that the first surgery resulted in clean margins, and yet the tumor recurred and was already, about 1.5 centimeters in just 10 months, indicates that it has at least the capability of being locally aggressive. That means that we cannot make the same mistake that we made the first time around, which is to just start celebrating, recovering, and moving on. Unfortunately, we are going to have to pursue some kind of adjuvant therapy. We basically have 4 options. One is completely unrealistic. That would be the highly aggressive course of action. Okay, I'm going to take this back. I don't want you to destroy it. Come here. One would be a highly aggressive course of action, which would be 3 weeks, 5 times a week. That's just absolutely, that's a non-starter. That would be far too dangerous for her. She has that crazy panting. If you've checked any of our other videos, you know the way that she pants like crazy in the car, non-stop. And so 5 days in a row I think would be incredibly dangerous. The more realistic option is every other day, so basically something like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, with a weekend break each time for 4 weeks. Now that is still a fairly risky proposition. Again, it goes back to the anesthesia and her panting. The thought of her having to go through intubation every other day for 4 weeks is obviously quite worrisome, but it is probably the best option available. The other two would be, one being hypofractionated radiation therapy, which would mean once a week for 4 weeks. Now this is apparently considered to be more of a palliative option, more about local tumor control to try to slow it down from reoccurring, but not actually destroying all the cancer cells. So on the one hand, that would obviously have a much lower risk profile in the near term. I feel, of course, much more comfortable doing anesthesia once a week for 4 weeks than 3 times a week for 4 weeks. But what comes with that is a much higher risk of reoccurrence. As I said, that's considered to be local control. It's not likely to destroy every last cancer cell remaining. And what it would do is probably damage many of the cancer cells, perhaps destroy some, but there would be a few that are left behind, and most likely it would reoccur sometime within 1 to 2 years, according to the very small limited studies that are available. The other option would be to do nothing and just let, well, there's 2 extremes. I'll say the last one. I said there are 4 options. Let's consider this option number 4, part A, part B. Part A would be to do nothing and let nature take its course, and we think to ourselves, well, we removed it twice, we've extended her life expectancy dramatically than if we had done nothing at all. But in all likelihood, the tumor would return somewhere between 6 to 12 months. The first one came back in 10 months. It's quite possible that the second one would be even more aggressive, and that we could find ourselves in the same exact situation at the end of the year or the beginning of next year. And then at that point, we just let nature take its course, whether that's 6 months or a year, I have no idea. Part B would be that basically we kick the can down the road. We pursue an aggressive monitoring schedule, basically ultrasound every month. And once we detect another tumor, we then proceed with a narrow margin excision this time, basically tumor only, absolutely no margins at all, just remove the tumor, and then do the radiation. The benefit to that would be, of course, well, we, as I said, kick the can down the road. On the one hand, that sounds quite negative, but it would be much better to take that risk, say, if it were to come back in December or January. Obviously, it'd be much better from an airway safety standpoint to have anesthesia 3 times a week in January or February than it is right now in July and August. So that would be one plan to consider. Whether or not we could detect it quickly enough, whether or not the surgery would be effective, that's a risk that obviously comes with that plan. The other big risk is that because she's now had 2 surgeries and a lot of healthy tissue has been removed from this site, there's a possibility that the tumor would regrow, this time much closer to the bone, perhaps directly on the bone, which means that any radiation therapy after that would be far more aggressive and risky because the radiation would hit the bone now. And if you have something like bone necrosis from the radiation therapy, that could lead to some really complicated late effects that would affect her quality of life. So this goes back to the option that I discussed already, which is the 3 times a week for 4 weeks. And as scary as that is, that seems to be the best course of action, because ultimately we are looking for a cure. As much as it's tempting to take the sure thing now, which is to do nothing, and most likely she has at least another year, maybe 2. I really can't accept that outcome. I think that's tantamount to giving up. And I'm wrestling with this because on the one hand, there are no guarantees in life. There's just no way to know what the future holds. Of course, and I know that's a foolish thing to say, everybody knows that. But my point is, the focus seems to be on the statistics. Well, if we do this cancer treatment and we do the radiation therapy, it's considered definitive therapy that has again, very small studies, but based on those small studies, somewhere between 80 to 90% success rate of tumor control after 3 to 5 years. But the reality is we are dealing with an 8.5-year-old dog. As much as I call her the little pup and a puppy, and she may behave and act like a puppy and in some ways still look like a puppy, the reality is she does have a life expectancy of 11, and I know that there's some French Bulldogs that have a far longer life expectancy than that. My wife is constantly checking the French Bulldog community and tells me of French Bulldog that made it to 14, 15. I certainly hope that that is what lies ahead for her future. But the reality is, you can't deny the statistics, which are life expectancy is 11. And so, being at already 8.5 years old, it's scary to think that a 3-year range is perhaps the ceiling on her life. Now, I don't want to give up. I would like to think that she's headed for at least 12, 13, 14, or beyond. But my point is, there's also lots of other things that can go wrong. This cancer seemed to come out of nowhere. Who's to say that another cancer won't arise? Another problem will come up. And so it's something that I am wrestling with, to go through something quite dangerous. It's going to be 13 anesthesia sessions. We're going to do 1 CT and then 4 weeks at 3 times a week. So 13 anesthesia sessions during the hot August central Japan weather. That's going to be very rough for her. And these are long drives every time to go there. No, hey, can you not do that? You're going to hurt yourself. Come here. Stop it. Stop it. Lie down. Good. There you go. You just relax, okay? No injuries, please. So that is something that we have to consider. But at the same time, I guess this is one of those things where you have to just, I don't know, go with your, I don't know if you call it a gut feeling, go with your instincts, or just go with what seems right to you at the moment. And ultimately, I just can't give up like this and say, you know what, we're going to accept that she's going to be about a 10-year-old dog and that's what her future holds. I genuinely believe that we should give her the opportunity to reach 12, 13, 14, whatever that might be. I don't think we're doing something that's excessive or irrational. As I said, we're not going to go with the extreme, absolute gold standard, which would be 5 times a week for 3 weeks. I think there's just too many risks associated with that, and most of all, to not even have a day in between each anesthesia session is just too much. That would obviously require us to leave her at the hospital probably for 5 full days and only take her home on the weekend. And I don't think she would do well with that. In case any of you are wondering why are we putting her through that long drive every other day, simply because we know that she will not do well in confinement, and I would worry about her mental health, which would have a direct correlation on her physical health. She has complicated dietary needs. She's very peculiar about her toilet habits. I think she would struggle in confinement, so we're going to have to unfortunately put her through that drive every other day, and we're going to just have to find a way to make the car as cool as possible and try to keep her as calm as possible, try to minimize that panting so that she doesn't completely damage her throat during all of these anesthesia sessions. So that's about it for the update. What's on the immediate horizon? Well, the stitches are going to be coming out in 3 days. Hey, you. No, can't do that. Stitches will be coming out in 3 days, so that's going to be a big step. Honestly, the incision looks fantastic. It's healing very nicely. In all likelihood, the stitches probably could come out now, at least the way it looks to me. It's completely healed. Everything is clearly... Whoa. Everything is clear. Everything is clearly healing. No. I don't want you pressing up your incision against me. Sorry. I know it looks very rude right now. You're thinking, wow, you're so mean to your dog. I'm just trying to keep her from rolling on this. This is a big problem that we're having, as I said at the beginning, that she is feeling great. She's behaving completely normal. And that gets back to the point that I was also making about my decision to proceed with the radiation therapy, actually, is that right before we had the surgery, as I noted in the videos, that she was acting a bit, and I know it's hard to believe if you watch those videos, she was still doing the digging and the scratching, but those were isolated incidents. For the most part, she was actually pretty flat. I would definitely characterize her behavior as lethargic. And I can't help but wonder if the tumor was causing local pain for her, or if it was causing some inflammation and just draining her. She did not seem like herself. And amazingly, I'd say the next night after surgery, the next morning after surgery was worrisome. She was not doing well. She was panting strangely. She was kind of whimpering, and we were very concerned that we'd made a terrible mistake. But later that night, so basically about, I'd say maybe 30 hours after surgery, she was back to herself. She was trying to attack toys. She was playful. She had her appetite back. And the day after that, she was much more energetic. She was again taking initiative with the toys. And in the last few days, she's been just absolutely rambunctious. She's running around. She's confined to a large crate. She's supposed to be confined to a crate. We have been generously calling that crate rest, even though it's, you know, the size of I don't know, our very small portion of our living room, but it's still pretty big. It's probably about, I don't know, maybe something like, I don't know, 6 feet by 6 feet. It's a generous crate rest environment for her. But she's running around, she's attacking the toys, and I just was playfully tossing a toy to her yesterday, and she leaped over. She has a toilet tray in her crate area, and she leaped over it like a show horse in those competitions. I couldn't believe it. I've never seen her do that before, ever, to make that kind of leap. She just bound over it like a perfect show horse. So she's doing wonderfully. And no, not yet, no, you're not going down yet. And okay, yeah, it's looking good. And so we have to try to stop her from doing all sorts of mischievous acts. And perhaps the most difficult thing that we have to try to control is to stop her from doing her wriggles. If you look at some of her videos, you'll see that she loves to do her, I always joke, it's like break dancing, that she flips, she basically rolls around side to side and then lies on her back with her legs up in the air, wriggling, squirming, kicking in the air, exactly where this incision is. And so we are desperately trying to stop her from that. We have to catch her in the act right as she's beginning, and even then it's very difficult to try to control her from doing those wriggles. So it's a good problem to have. That means she's feeling great, that she seems quite healthy. But for the next, I would say, at least for another week or so, it's going to be a big problem, because I would like this site to heal just a bit more. While I feel that it's definitely in good shape, there's no sign of infection, no oozing. They warned us about the possibility of fluid draining from the site. Never happened. She healed wonderfully. But I don't think that the site is that good yet that she can handle that kind of trauma, to start wriggling and rubbing it all over the floor. So you're going to have to relax, okay? You have to take it easy for a few more days. And at least when the stitches come out. And the other thing, of course, that we have to try to stop is the scratching. And she's had a few close calls. And as you can imagine here, with the incision right here, there's nothing we can do. They say often, oh, you know, put on a collar. We can't put a collar on. That does nothing. That would just protect her head there. She's still able to scratch back there. What we really need, actually, would be something like some kind of little soft boots for her back legs, so that at least her claws can't get into those stitches. But we are managing between the two of us to split the duties, that there's always one of us watching her, so it's quite a demanding full-time nursing job between the two of us. But it's worth it, and it's going well, so I really can't complain. So that's it, another long, boring update video, and this one is a little bit more upbeat, I hope. If I seem flat at all, it's just simply because I am tired. It's summertime, it's hot, it's hard to sleep already in the heat, and then, as I said, with the management of her incision and monitoring her, that adds a little bit of additional demands on us to be monitoring full time. But other than that, things are going wonderfully. We do have the stress that is coming with, of course, this radiation treatment. We'll be beginning the process in about 10 days. She's going to have another CT scan. I know, I'm sorry. Anesthesia and a CT scan, and that's going to be a planning CT, so that they can map out her surgical site to figure out exactly how they're going to do the radiation treatment. And I think that they're going to be creating a specially molded foam. No, hey, no face scratching. Lie down, good boy. There you go, lie down, here, have the duck. A specialized foam pad that fits her body exactly, so it's going to hold her exact position every time they do the radiation treatment, so that they can target that exact location the same way all 12 times. So that'll be interesting, right? But unfortunately, as I said, it does require anesthesia, so it's a little bit scary, but we're going to go down there in 10 days. We're going to do the CT scan, and we'll have, or they will have a roadmap to a cure, hopefully. And that is what this treatment ultimately is about. It's to try to actually cure this cancer. And so last year, when I was foolishly posting those videos, talking about how she beat cancer, which she did in a way, she did beat that cancer as a tumor, but she didn't beat the cancer completely in the sense that there were still some residual cells left behind. So she never actually beat cancer, she beat that tumor. And I was foolishly talking about how she beat cancer. This time, we may actually be able to achieve this and truly beat this cancer, as in to truly eradicate it so that it doesn't return. And that's worth fighting for. And as for the rest of it, what I talked about, what the future holds, well, that applies to each and every one of us, right? So that's something that we can't control, but I would like to keep it open-ended. That's, I think, the part that motivates me to proceed with this, is that her life remains open-ended. That if we cure this cancer, that she has an open path to the future. Whether that's an 11-year lifespan, who knows, something else could be shorter, I certainly hope not. Or she could live to be 14, 15, who knows, right? So I want to keep that path open for her. I just can't accept, I think that's a better way to put it, I can't accept having a close-ended future for her. And so we are going to proceed with that, and we'll be updating you as often as possible. We'll certainly post an update after the stitches come out in a few days, and then we'll of course post an update after the CT. I'll probably post something before the CT. We'll have more of these videos. I always like to keep it dramatic right before the anesthesia. We have a little session up here. But I gotta admit, my fears of anesthesia are starting to, I don't know, get numb a little bit, because we've done it a few times, and I also recognize the reality of this cancer, which is that it's a war, not a battle. And she's won many battles so far, but the war goes on, and the final battle is going to be an epic one that's going to last for over a month. That's a good way to put it. It's going to be a month-long battle that she's going to have to go on the battlefield multiple times every other day, and when the end comes, hopefully we can declare victory in the war against this cancer, right? That's what we're going for, okay? We're going for victory against this cancer altogether. Okay, all right, so I think, yes, I know, you're bored. I know, she's gonna save the audience here, reminding me how boring I am. Fine, you guys, okay, I can take a hint. I know, I keep talking and talking and talking. Okay, I get it, you're done, all right. I guess I should shut down. I guess it's a good hint. I've been talking on and on and on. Let's stop it here. So thank you for watching. We'll keep you updated, and that does it. Take care, everyone. Whoa, 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 no, 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 you can't do that. You can't do that. No, 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 that's dangerous. Back up, back up, back up, back up. No, 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 no. Okay, I'm in trouble here. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I can't pick you up. I can't pick you up. You can't do that. Can you come back this way? No, no, no. Back up, back up, back up, back up. You can't do that. That's so dangerous. No, 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 no. Okay, okay. I guess. Oh my goodness. Okay, no, leave her alone, leave her alone. Okay, okay. All right, that was dramatic, and that was caught on video. Okay, no, you can't do that either. This is exactly the kind of thing we have to try to stop, this kind of behavior. No, no craziness. And there, as a quick follow-up, here's the update, 10 days after surgery, looking good. Okay, okay, no, no, no. No, 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 no. Okay, okay. Let's stop the video, and you can't do that. You're gonna hurt yourself. Stay. Okay, that's it. That's it. Okay, stop here. Stop there. Come here. No! Oh my goodness. Okay, okay. Okay, so this is it. Today, it's surgery day. I'm sorry that you have to do this, okay? I'm so sorry, but cancer is awful. But you are such a brave little warrior. It's gonna be okay, all right? We checked everything. We have a great place. They know what they're doing, and you'll be back tonight, okay? You're gonna be back tonight, and everything's gonna be okay. So are you ready to go? Are you ready to do this? And thank you for the support, big guy. Are you ready to do this? Let's beat cancer, okay? Let's get going. Let's do it. Okay, let's go. We're really going, okay? Mojave, you're going to have to be a good boy. I'm sorry. I know you have your own difficulties today. That is actually pretty serious. But Sonora, can you look at me? I know you've got the hardest day of all, so that's just the way it's going to have to be, Mojave, okay? I'm sorry. There you go, guys. Okay. Sonora, not too much pantosaurusing, please. Okay. Okay, we're going, okay? We're going, don't worry. We're gonna take a little trip, okay? Don't worry, we're coming back tonight, okay? Okay, let's get going. Okay, son. Wanna go home? Let's go in the car. Okay, son, wanna go in the car? Okay, let's go back in the car, okay? Okay, that's it, no. Let's go in the car, huh? Oh, there's Sonora dog in the car. Yeah, I see Sonora. Hold on. Hey. Hello. Hi. Okay, hold on, okay? Hold on. Here we go. We're at the clinic. Okay, let's just do this. I know it's scary. I'm really scared. Trust me, I'm very scared, but I don't want you to know that, okay? It's gonna be all right. We're gonna pick you up tonight. We're gonna go home. Gonna be a little bit sore. I can't lie about that, but we'll have a quick recovery and we're gonna be on the road to beating cancer again. All right, so let's do this, huh? Let's do this. Okay, let's go inside the clinic, okay? Let's get going. Here we go. All right, here we go. Let's go. We're gonna do it, okay? Let's beat cancer. Okay. Okay, little goat. Look at that. We always joke about you being a goat, and look at that. We encountered goats. Should she go back on the seat for a few minutes, or is that just... Hello. I don't know. We saw somebody in the park, yes. Okay, Sarah. Or should we just go inside? Okay, okay, let's go inside, Sarah. Oh, we gotta do this. Okay. Okay. Oh, careful.
Okay, we gotta go here.
Okay. Okay. Okay, we're in, okay? Here we go. Let's go wait in the car. Too crazy. Too crazy. Hold on. Okay, now let's go. Let's go. Okay, here we go. Let's go. Let's go. No, where are you going? This way. Let's go back to the car. Too crazy in there. Should have brought Mojave. Let's go. What? Okay, this is unnecessary walking for her. Shoot. I want her to walk on her own power, though. Hey, Sonora. Yeah, let's go in the car. Maybe I'll bring her in the cart next time.
Okay.
Yeah, she's getting tired. Okay. This was a mistake. Sorry. Okay, yeah, let's cool off in the car, so, okay? Let's go back in the car. Don't worry. Everything's okay. Everything's gonna be okay. You just cool off in the car. We'll go in about 20 minutes, okay? Don't worry. I'm sorry. We came too early. I know, this was unnecessary. We should have come a little later. I'm sorry, okay? Just relax. Hold on, okay? We're just cooling off. We'll go in about 35 minutes, okay? I know, it's the same video as when we were here last time. It's gonna be good, okay? Coming back. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. Be good. Relax, okay? I'm gonna turn off the video. Hold on, okay? Let's try to rest. I'm sorry, we came too early. Okay, put her down, please. Grab. Don't let go of the leash. Whoa. Okay, trade, please. Okay, I'll carry her. Okay, let's go inside now. Okay, let's go. Okay, we gotta wait for these people. Okay. Okay, this is it, okay? I'm sorry. This is real. Listen, oh, she's looking at us for help. I'm sorry. We're coming back for you. Don't worry. Okay, we're right back. Okay, let's go. Let's go. We're coming back. Yep. Okay, don't worry. Oh my goodness. Oh, you're back. You're back. Do you want to put this up on the table? Okay, okay. Okay, okay. Okay. Let me get this out of the way. There we go. Thank goodness you're back. You're back. Okay. Oh my goodness.
普通の服ではダメやったんですね。
そうなんですよ。
はい。
はい。
Okay, okay,
持って
okay.
る術後服もまあちょっと着せてはみますけども。あらら大丈夫ですか？
Hi, you're back. Thank goodness you're back.
ガー
Okay.
とかなんてないですね。
ないです。はい。
Okay. You want me to hold this? Okay, hold on. Okay. Oh my goodness. You're back. It's okay. I'm sorry. That was awful, right? I know. Okay. You wanna go home? You wanna go home? Let's go home, okay? Let's go home. Oh, okay. Want me to bring? Oh, and what's this guy? You want me to get the tray? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, bring the tray inside.
Here, we can see.
I don't know. It's safer here at school.
Over
Oh,
here.
oh he's sleeping. Hello. Okay, so it's okay. Good girl. Okay, I'll go get your tray. Hold on, okay? All right, I'll be right back. Hello. Hi, Sonora. Hi there. Hello. Hello. Okay, I'm scared to look. Okay. It's worse than last year for sure. Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry you had to go through this. I'm so sorry. Oh my goodness. I am so truly sorry. I'm so sorry. Just hang in there, okay? Oh my goodness. This is just awful. Oh my goodness. Finally getting caught up. There we go. Oh, that's unusual behavior. Okay, that's good. You're interested too? Okay, guys. Okay, we'll share this, okay? We're gonna share this, guys. Okay, hold on. Hey. Whoa. And you, what's that jumping around, huh? Okay, okay. Okay, okay. There you go. Oh. Hi, Sonora. Okay, you're gonna hurt your jaw. That's too big for you. Okay, maybe this was a mistake, huh? Don't you think that's a little bit too intense for 48 hours? I'm sorry. Don't you think it's a little bit too intense for just less than 24 hours since you got home from a major surgery? Okay. I see. You're back to your usual self. And that's absolutely amazing and fantastic. Okay. Okay. Take it easy with that left paw. Okay. All right, I'm gonna stop here. All right, you're back.
Yes, he said clear. We can put the stitches out in our place.
Okay.
Yeah. He
Okay.
said 2 weeks, so he's right about that.
Okay.
Wednesday next week
Wednesday, okay.
to take
Okay.
the stitch out.
Sure. Okay.
So, what am I doing? I'm gonna wait. Okay.
Okay. Want to just go back in the car? Okay. Let's go back in the car. Yeah, it's probably colder in there.
Okay.
Okay, let's go. Should I pull out?
It's a really good result.
Okay.
And it says that last year they didn't say it that it was a full margin and everything. This time
Okay.
it's like every